Hey everyone, welcome back to Resistance Book Club. My name is Kita, and this here will be another library haul. So sit back and let's get to it. All right, so I actually did two trips. First trip was over here, and then my second trip of books is over here. So I'll do the first trip first. So this here was really for I don't know. We was just going. I didn't realize like I was going to get something for Juneteenth. I think I was just there just to get it, like, and then didn't realize that it was Juneteenth. Juneteenth books. But my daughter was like looking at this particular one, and she's like, "Oh, mommy, this looks great." And so the first one is The New World, and this here is by Alice Cott and Trap Moore. It is a sci-fi action romance comic. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know too much about it. I did read it, like read some of it. Yeah, like the pictures, the graphics, and everything is actually pretty cool. Um, Clearly set in a different time. It is in America, in the U.S. After the Second Civil War, and but it's definitely a romance, but it has the Mad Max and Romeo and Juliet type of feel to it. But so far, it's actually pretty good. Like, starts off with a banger, and I was like, okay. So I'll be finishing this up soon. Yeah, I'm not too sure when. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. Yeah. Next one, the one that I did read is called Abbott, and this here is by Saladin Ahmed Sami Kavella. I hope I pronounced it right. This one here is set in 1972 in Detroit, and you're following Abbott, which is the title. She is a female, black female journalist, and clearly at that time, um, journalists was just like typing up, on their typewriters, excuse me, and the same old newspaper and blah blah blah. Now the difference here is that because it's in Detroit, there has been a lot of police brutality against black people in Detroit, and people in the neighborhood has a lot of love and respect for Abbott because she puts out what is actually happening instead of camouflaging what is happening. To So the police are against her, but the people in the neighborhood aren't against her, and it's really cool. And it's supernatural elements, magical realism in here, and I thought it was actually pretty good, really good. So yeah. So the next one that I have is yay, Tiffany D. Jackson. Monday's not coming. I looked on the table. I really what I do is because those there were on the table or on the shelf, and it was in face value, and that's due to the librarian that I we love, Ashton. Ashton is great, and Cody. They literally take the time out and put out a lot of black or PLC authors on the shelf, and it's like literally sitting face value. So when I see it, I'm like, I'm picking it up and taking it with me. So yeah, this here was on the table. I say, yep, I got to read the Tiffany D. Jackson book. So this here will be my first start. I actually found it on Everin. It is on. I am ready. I will get to it. I don't want to know what it is. I don't want to know. Next is Wings of Ebony by JL. So not only do I have this one, but they ended up having the second one. And this year has been on my radar too. I've been wanting to read because I actually have The Little Mermaid that she written, which is like a prequel to the actual movie. So I said, well, I really wanted to read it. So I ended up finding it on Everend too. So I will be getting through these books. So that was the first trip. Now the next trip was I finished Black Sun, and then I saw it there. So I said, all right, let me get the second one. So Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse. Um, the first book, I could tell it was set up for a whole trilogy. It was just there. I didn't feel any ways about it. I mean, it really wasn't like a 5-star read for me, but it was still decent. It was still good. 4 stars is what I give it. So I'm actually interested in seeing what is going to happen in the second book because of what how it left on the end of that. It was kind of predict. You know what it is? I think it was just kind of predictable for me. So that's why um my reaction to it to a lot of people, saying that they love the book, it was a little different, and that's okay. You know, it's to each his own. It's just I sort of kind of figured out what was happening, to be honest. And so when the ending happened, I was like, yeah, I mean, duh, that's what should happen in the next one, right? Okay, so we'll get to the next one. I went ahead and bought it. Bought it, checked it out. Next one is New People by Danzy Senna. And this here is not that long. It's pretty short. So the reason why I picked this one, so if anybody don't know, American Fiction, which is a movie that has Jeffrey Wright in it and is one I don't even know if it did win. I believe it did win an award for the adapting screenplay, which is give it its just due because of what I heard is that the book by Percival Everett, the book is totally different than the movie, but not really. You know what I mean? Like they just changed a lot of it, to set in the time of now and whatnot. So this author, Danzy Senna, is actually the wife to Percival Everett. So I said, I want to read it. And I kept seeing this, and there was another one that I wanted to get. So I said, yeah, let me check this out. I'll get to it. Next one is actually a romance. It looked decent. My daughter was the one that told me to get this. So I can't even read it. And oh, it must say, and they lived happily ever after by Therese Bahari. So actually, Talia Hibbert gave it a praise. So it's one unexpected kiss, one near perfect eye, one dream that could come true. So I didn't want to know anything too much about it, but she picked it up, so I said, all right, I'll check it out and I'll read it. So went ahead and got it. It's actually not too bad. I believe this feels like a 300. Yep, 300-page book. So it's not too bad. I'll see if I can find it on my Kindle, and I will check it out. So now we come to the portion of the children books. So these here I already read to her. Like she wanted to be read like each night, so that's what I did. But let me get through this one first, which is, I had to. I saw it and I was like, I had to. Star Wars. Duh. So Star Wars Adventures. Um, this here is by Moresi. Yep. And it's pretty much following Han, Chewie, Lando, Luke, and Leia. through this adventure. I said, I had to get it. I was looking and I was like, okay, you have me. That's the only thing I cared about, to be honest. So I will, I'm reading this, okay? I am definitely reading it. I love it. And then this one here, she loved. She just loved it because what I'm about to let you know about with this one. But this one here is a library by Nikki Giovanni, and in here is a girl who loves going to the library or taking out books, and she's just an avid reader. Now the good thing about this here is that for the kids, it has a speaker system, so you can turn this on. Trying to, so you see the light turn on, and then you wait, and then
Vox Publishing presents.
and it will read for you. So she can sit there and listen and follow through the pages.
You will hear this sound.
And then hearing that sound means you turn the page.
When it's
So she loved it. So she was sitting there doing that. I loved it. I actually enjoyed that book. This one is I Am Okay to Feel, is by Karamo Brown with Jason Rachel Brown. This here is the same author who written You Are Perfectly Designed, and we actually have that book on her shelf. That's her shelf actually right there. So she already has that book. I saw it and I was like, nah, we gotta get it because I gotta show support. So this one here is more of the son. He's just going through the emotions of different types of feelings, and then so it's like the feeling of happy, sad, lonely, confused, like every type of feeling. And his father is there to tell him it's okay for you to feel. Other people may not like it, if you do it, outbursts or whatever, but it's okay to do it. So love the book. Love it, love it, love it. I can't stress it enough. So yeah, so this is how it looks like, some of the pages. I mean, even the pictures is actually pretty cool. So yeah, I love it. That one is also one of my good ones. So this one here is Change Scenes, and this here is by Amanda Gorman, the words and pictures by Lauren Long. This one here, you are following a girl. She loves to play. Each kid that she comes across, she gives them an instrument, and then eventually later on, they go ahead and play their instruments in front of a crowd. And there is a mural that is in the beginning of it of Martin Luther King Jr. And then in the end, it ends with a mural of them, of the whole entire group with their instruments, of them playing. And I thought it was like really, really, really cool. It was pretty much like all the kids were there helping cleaning up the neighborhood while playing their instruments, and it was trying to show that uh change can come by smaller things. And even with the smaller things of like playing instruments or singing and everything, it helps. All it takes is just one person to do it, and then everybody else will follow. That's it. Next one, Star Wars. She wanted it. No, I wanted it, and then she wanted it. Okay. So this here is the aliens, creatures, and beasts. So it's just pretty much just telling you like what types of different types of aliens and creatures and beasts that are in Star Wars lore in the universe, so that way you are well aware of what you're seeing on the screen. It was cool. and they give you a little snippet of who they are, where you've seen them in, like the Tuscan Raiders. You have the Moncala. You have the Banthas. Jesus, it's like so many. Chewy. The what's the I'm trying to think of the scaly like a Trandoshan, like those. Yeah, so it's pretty much any and every, species and whatnot that are in there. And it was pretty cool. I love it. I love reading it. It was great. Last one is Everyone Belongs. And this here is by Heather Avis, and I can't see the other author's name. But so Macy and True, they are sisters, but they're foster care sisters. Okay, so they could show up wanting to put together a show at a park, and each kid comes through, and they're like, yes, of course, we can use you. Just come on in. I'm sure we'll find something for you. And later on, they ended up putting this whole show together, and it was just trying to show that everyone actually belongs until you get to the person, this kid here that's it's in a, not a wheelchair, I forgot what you call it, but apparently he's the only handicap there. Well, you have a blind person and all that, but the whole goal is that at the end he comes in, and then they're like, oh man, we don't, how are we going to do it, like, get him there to be comfortable and blah blah blah. And they went ahead and made the show on the floor instead of making the stage. They went ahead and put the stage to the floor. It was very interesting, and next thing you know, everybody loved it, and it was just trying to show we can accommodate you. Everyone does belong. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Um, Here's some of the pictures, and yeah, I thought it was actually pretty great. So those are it for this library haul. I thought it was pretty cool. I had got some great books, and I can't wait to read it. The children's books are also great. I love them, and it's always a great way, to spend time with my daughter and read it, reading, and so that way she can get into the habit of reading. So other than that, that's it for this. I will see you in the next one, and this is the way. Peace.